Is the West keeping all the good things in the West and sending the bad ones in Africa? Are they actually keeping good food, good medicine for themselves and sending the bad quality ones with the same envelope, same packaging to Africa? This is a very interesting thing. Have you ever thought about it? When some product is created, some of them are not good. What do they do with the not good ones? Do they get thrown away or do they get recycled and sold again? That's a very good question. We're going to find out. Well, a Swiss NGO named Public Eyes analyzed nearly 100 Cerelac. This is Cerelac. Have you seen it before? I'm sure you've seen it, especially if you're African. Okay, we used to eat Cerelac as children. Yeah, it was very nice. Even when I was like 13 years old, my sister's child had Cerelac and I'd go steal from, put it in a piece of paper and put it in my pocket. So an NGO named Public Eyes analyzed about 100 Cerelac bottles sold in Africa. And the results were shocking. The results basically showed that 90% contained added sugar, with average serving containing about 6 grams, far higher than in markets like Europe. Okay. In South Africa, tests revealed that 3 to 4 Cerelac products had added sugar. So added sugar in Cerelac shouldn't be, because it's prohibited.
When I go to the shops, they offer me the one from France. They say it's the best, tasty, nourishing. It makes babies grow, makes them strong.
It's really good. It has milk, wheat, all good things. No added sugar, it feels light, perfect for children and for mothers too.
The brands come to us. They make suggestions and we pass them on to the targeted mothers.
Cerelac should be Cerelac. You don't add sugar onto it because Cerelac is given to babies. Imagine a baby that's still an infant feeding them added sugar. What is good for that? In other words, in Europe and America, they've cancelled sugar. There's no sugar in Cerelac. No added sugar at all. It's the natural product sold to the child. But in Africa, they're adding sugar for the child. What is that for? We need to find out about this. This is very interesting. Sugar is very dangerous for you. Number 1, weight gain and obesity. Sugar makes you fat. Yes, bad. Number 2, type 2 diabetes. High sugar consumption contributes to insulin resistance. So you can get diabetes through eating sugar. Number 3, heart disease. Sugar can give you heart disease. I know a lot of people think sugar is just sugar. People actually go, so I need money for sugar so I can drink tea with sugar. You don't need sugar, my brother. Number 4, liver damage. Excessive sugar can overload the liver and leads to non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. Number 6, dental problem. You've heard about that. Number 7, mental health. Yes, sugar can give you mental problems. Skin and aging. Yes, sugar can accelerate skin aging. So if you're a lady especially, you need to avoid sugar. Sugar brings cancer risk. Excessive sugar may increase the risk of cancer in some situations. Sugar is addictive and brings cravings. Sugar is a drug. Sugar stimulates dopamine release in the brain and making you crave more and more sugar. Have you noticed when you like sugary things, you just like more and more and you don't stop? More ice cream, more vanilla, more chocolate. That's what it is. And that's how children are. They want more and more and more and more. The question is, why is Nestlé adding sugar for black children? That's very interesting.
Cravings start in the brain. The more you get used to a substance, the more it becomes a reflex, an addiction. The brain reacts just like it does with someone hooked on drugs.
In Europe, Nestlé markets no sugar-added Cerelac. Okay, so variant. It's basically aligning with stricter health standards of European. Europe makes sure that Nestlé is clean. There's no added sugar for their babies. In Africa, they don't do the same. They put sugar in for you. So what does the NGO say? The NGO argued that this practice risks hooking babies on sugar early, raising long-term health concerns like obesity and diabetes. Okay, I know a lot of people think that all white people are bad. I don't believe so because this NGO is a Swiss NGO doing this investigation. Why did they reveal this? I mean, if they hate black people, I think you need to be very cautious about that. Okay, not everybody is the same. People have different intentions, different values. So early sugar exposure can shape a person's mentality toward food. I mean, you give sugar to a child. Let me give you an example. I think there's a tribe in Nigeria where people eat pepper. You know pepper? Pepper is like pili pili. Pili pili is like chili, okay? I think it's very similar. I don't think it's the same thing, but it's similar. It burns your mouth, okay? They'll put pepper even in bread, right? Yeah, but the child grows up, when you give him food with no pepper, he feels like it's not food because the brain of the child has accustomed itself to that pepper or chili, whatever you call it. It's the same for some Indians. When they eat hot food, you call it hot food. If there is no hotness in the food, it feels to them like it's not food. It's the same way for many people in Africa. When they don't eat meat, they feel like they haven't eaten. When they don't eat pap, or you call it fufu, or you call it bohobe, or you call it ugali, they feel like they haven't eaten. That's why sometimes you see some African will tell you, okay, we come from a party where we ate, now we're going to look for real food. You know what I'm saying? Now imagine the African food is still healthy food, doesn't cause all these risks. What about having the same feeling for sugar, starting from infanthood? Now, this is not new. You must understand that many things have happened in the past that are very similar. There's nothing new on earth. If you want to know what's going to happen in the future, just have a look in the past. Look at history, you'll know exactly what's going to happen in the future. Have they dumped stuff in Africa that they rejected in Europe and America? Yes. Why do they do that? They do that because Africa controlling system, regulation is not as strong, it's not as rigid as America and Europe. They're very strict. And there's consequences. If you breach the law, you're going to pay big money or you're going to be stopped from importing your stuff. You're going to be blocked. There are consequences. In Africa, unfortunately, consequences in Cameroon are not consequences in Nigeria. Consequences in Kenya is not the same as Rwanda. So if they don't get it here, they're going to get it on the other way. And sometimes they just have to bribe somebody. And corruption. So it's very sad. Now, what have they sent in the past to Africa that was blocked and banned in America or Europe? Well, it's not limited to food, even medicals. Do you know that medical stuff were banned in America and Europe are sent into Africa? Do you know that? Several medical products have been rejected or restricted in the United States of America and historically marketed in parts of Africa. Do you know that? Let's see into this because it's very insightful. Example of a medicine withdrawn from America for fatalities. Okay, it killed people in America. It's number one, Voix. Voix is a painkiller sold by Merck. It's used as an anti-inflammatory drug for autistic and pain. It was withdrawn in 2004 after studies linked it to heart attack and strokes in the United States of America. Yes, they estimated about 10,000 deaths worldwide due to cardiovascular complication. This was one of the largest drug safety scandals in history, leading to billions in lawsuits against Merck. There is another product named thalidomide. This product is still available in Africa.